What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and what a Wednesday it was. Another winning day here on The Squeeze. We've officially crossed 40 units up for the week. So if you've tailed all the bets since the beginning of January, we are up 40 units, whether that's $40, $400, $4,000, whatever a unit to you is, we're up 40 of them. So we hit the Carolina Hurricanes, we hit the money line. They walked to a 5-1 victory there. We had over 6.5 in the Oilers Vegas Knights. That went to 10 goals. And then the one bet we missed out on, which I made back-to-back times, was the Boston Celtics first half team total. Last time it was 57. This time it was over 58.5, and it finished at 57 again. They went scoreless for a 4-minute stretch towards the end of the second quarter and missed out by a bucket, which would have been another 3-0 day, but all good there. A 2-1 day. Never going to complain about that. A couple things for housekeeping quickly is I am happy to say that I've become an ambassador for BetStamp. Now, what is BetStamp? Well, if you're flying somewhere, if you're booking a hotel, you're not just going to the hotel and booking and you're not looking at the rates and hotels and Expedia and all that stuff, right? So don't do the same thing with betting. If you go to BetStamp and sign up for an account, you can download the app. You're going to get all the best lines. So for example, I'll give you a quick example, shall we? So right now, if you wanted to bet the Toronto Maple Leafs, at DraftKings, it's minus 180. At ScoreBet, it's minus 189. So if you were to bet, $1 at DraftKings, you would win back 20 cents. If you were to win back, make the same bet at FanDuel at minus 192, you win back 8 cents. Make it simplified. If you bet on the Florida Panthers at Caesars today, you bet $10, you'd win back 17. If you made the same bet at DraftKings, you'd win back 15. So over the long run, that is your best place to shop for all of your bets. I'll have more information on ambassador codes that it can get you guys free bets, free promos, and also watch parties, which is going to be pretty cool. That's coming up there. And my other quick note is there might be some disruption in the videos coming up this weekend. I'm going to be going to the cottage where there's no cell phone. There's very spotty cell phone service. It would be impossible to upload a proper video. I'm going to do the best I can. Definitely will be a video tomorrow, Friday. Hopefully Saturday. It might be a weird YouTube short in the car on the way up, something like that. But unlikely that there will be a video on Sunday. But I'll do my best to still post some pics. But again, hard with the internet service up there. So let us get into today. I've got 3 bets for you today. We've got 1 in the NBA, 2 in the NHL. Where am I going? I'm going to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is why I really like Bet Rivers, is because usually you can either bet a regulation win or you can bet a puck line, which is 1.5. At Bet Rivers, you can bet -1, including overtime. I love this bet because as I've mentioned before, for the team that I'm rooting for, I'm not going to bet against them because that's silly. And I don't like betting totals or regulation bets because I wouldn't want the Leafs to win in overtime and be like, but I lost the bet. And it kind of sours the win a little bit. But at -1, you get the best of both worlds. So I take the Maple Leafs -1 at Bet Rivers. If they win by 2 goals in regulation, we win this bet. If they were to win in overtime, it's a push. We void it. We get our bet back. I really, really like that. Look, the Leafs absolutely have to win this game. It's game 2. It's on home ice. If they lose back-to-back games to Florida and then have to go to Florida, they did just win 3 games on the road in Tampa, a harder barn to play in than Florida. It'll be interesting to see how many Toronto fans are in Florida after they were originally going to ban fans from outside the U.S. going to the games, and then they went back on it. I think that the Florida arena is going to be pretty full with Leafs fans, but this is still a huge win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think they're going to get it. They played great in game 1. They made a couple bad mistakes. What Florida's really good at is capitalizing on mistakes and making you pay for them. They've got to watch the turnovers. They've got to be careful in their own end. They've got to watch pinching on the back end. But I think they'll be able to do it. So I like the Toronto Maple Leafs to win this game and even up the series. And I really like the -1 bet for -120 at Bet Rivers. The other NHL bet that I like today is this very similar situation, is the Dallas Stars. They're at home to the Seattle Kraken, who are playing phenomenal in this playoffs. They've eliminated the Colorado Avalanche. They're up 1-0 on Dallas. And it was a 5-4 final in game 1, which was bizarre. Everyone thought that game was going to go under. I can't remember if I had a bet on that, and I don't think I did. but it flew over. There were 9 goals. Seattle won that in overtime. I look for Dallas to bounce back here. I really like the Dallas Stars. They were 24-10 in the regular season at home. Seattle is actually a very good road team as well. But I just think, again, I really like in the playoffs when you have a team lose on the road, lose at home in game 1 to come back and win game 2 and even up the series. And I predict the same thing here for Dallas. You've got Ottinger in net, 41-12 in the regular season with a 2.37 goals against. I think he's going to bounce back. I don't foresee him giving up another 5 goals to Seattle. I'd be very surprised if that happened. So I think there's a little bit more experience there. I think there's a little bit more on the line for Dallas, whereas Seattle might think, kind of playing with house money. They've already guaranteed themselves a split in American Airlines Center. Let's just get back to Seattle 1-1 and go from there. So I'm going to take the Dallas Stars, and because of the juice, I'm going to take that in regulation time. It's only -120 at Betway. And our last bet today is in the NBA. Now, I will say, if you're looking for more baseball bets, I've got my eye on baseball, but I'm doing really well with the NBA and the NHL playoffs right now. Really locked in. Watched almost every game on both sides, been double screening it every night, been, making sure I catch up on all the highlights and the box scores and all that. So I'll get to baseball eventually. It would just be, kind of silly outside of the Blue Jays and a couple, key games to really talk about those. I do post them on my Twitter. I will have usually in my personal plays have some baseball bets, but to sit down and talk about them here, I'm just not there yet. So I do hope you've been enjoying the NHL and the NBA betting. Today, look, here's another one. Golden State Warriors lost game 1 at home. Got to win game 2 against the Lakers. Can they win the game? I think they win this game, and I do think they cover, but I like this game just for the Golden State Warriors to win the first half because the spread is only 2.5 points. Essentially, a 3-point bucket covers this spread. It's only 5.5 for the full game, but I don't know, man. The way Davis has been playing, the way LeBron has been playing, I look for him to have a bit of a bounce back game. He didn't shoot great in game 1. I'd rather just take the Warriors to come out firing right away out of the gate. Steph Curry needs to have a better game today. In game 1, he shot 10 of 24. He was only 6 of 13 from 3. It's still pretty good. Finished with 27 points. Klay Thompson needs to have a better game. He was 9 of 25 and 6 of 16 from 3. Andrew Wiggins didn't play well at all. He was 6 of 14. So Golden State only shot 41% from the field in game 1. I look for that to change quite a bit. The Lakers shot 47%. Anthony Davis was 11 of 19. He had 30 points and 23 rebounds. So I look for Golden State to shoot a lot better, which means Davis isn't going to have as many rebounds. LeBron didn't shoot great. He was 1 of 8 from 3. He might rebound, but rest of the team was okay. So I think you're going to see the Golden State Warriors really come out hot here. They need a big win, and I especially look for them to put a stamp at the very least on the first half. So I've got that for -2.5 at Betway. It looks like that line might have moved overnight to 3.5. Not terrible. If you can find somewhere where I like 3 if you can get 3 because you've got the push potential. So shop around, maybe on a place like BetStamp, and see where you can get that line at 3 and go from there. So those are my 3 bets for Thursday. I'm taking the Toronto Maple Leafs -1 for -120 at BetRivers. I'm taking the Dallas Stars to win the game in regulation, -120 at Betway. And also at Betway, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors to cover -2.5 in the first half. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions. And your audio is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Have a great Thursday, and let's talk sports.